We are speaking with Chris Alexander from Film School Confidential. Chris, tell us about Film School Confidential and why we are coming to the Bloor twice a month.
Well, the whole point of this screening series is to take films that never make it onto the syllabuses of major film school syllabuses, okay? You won't find the films I'm showing at Ryerson. You won't find them at Sheridan. You won't find them anywhere where real serious students go. But I think that every film tells a story, and especially with the kind of pictures I'm showing, which are cult exploitation, science fiction, Euro trash, weird shit, counterculture crap from all around the globe. There are amazing stories to tell behind each and every one of these films. And also, there's no such thing as culturally pure cinema or pure genre cinema. And the goal of this is to kind of spit all this information at people, show them some great flicks, and have them wander out into the night with hopefully a deeper understanding of films that they would normally pass on by, and also deeper understanding of film history by and large.
Does horror and genre filmmaking in general deserve as much attention from serious film studies as, conventional drama, etc.?
Yeah, it does, because horror films to me, and I've always been a champion of them since I was a child, and they've helped me in many ways to understand the human condition, because there are only two things in life that are of any real gravitas, and that's the beginning of your life and the end. So what are horror films and exploitation films? What are they doing? They're distilling it down. They're giving us sex and death, right? Jamming them together. Those are the cornerstones of all exploitation pictures, are sex and death. And I think if you really look deeper behind that and why we watch that, stimulating our id or wherever you do it to ride a roller coaster, there's a lot of truth behind them. Don't laugh. There actually is some serious truth if you really get in there and look. And I think only with horror and only with these darker, weirder, bent genres can you really, really get into the basic nature of what we are as a species.
Your first choice for Film School Confidential was Horror Express. Why did you choose it?
I like Horror Express because it's, I think it's the 17th pairing of two of the greatest horror stars of all time, Christopher Lee-Peter Cushing. But it's also made in Spain at a time when General Franco was kind of loosening his belt and letting a little more explicit films being made in Spain, at the height of a time when genre movies were being spat out of Europe for export all around the world. So by showing Horror Express, we can also talk about that. Plus, it was written by expatriate American communists who were blacklisted during the witch hunt in the 50s and were forced to go to Europe to work so they could feed their families and feed themselves. Plus, there is a bit of a love story there between Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee that not a lot of people know about. These two guys were not only co-stars but best friends. And Christopher Lee, in many ways, saved Peter Cushing's life with Horror Express. It's true. It really did happen. And I think by showing Horror Express, which is, okay, it's not an amazing movie. I like it. It's fun. But I think by talking about that beforehand, it adds a little bit extra weight. And that's kind of what I'm going for with this series.
And tell us about the next installment in Film School Confidential, when it's going to happen, and, of course, where it's going to happen.
Well, it's going to happen here at the Bloor, and it's on the 25th, which is a Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m., and all stops are being pulled out for this. It's no secret. Anyone who knows me even casually knows that I'm a huge Kiss fan, probably to a fault. Along with comic books and horror movies, Kiss was my major passion as a kid. And any Kiss fan, it's sort of like they don't want to talk about it. It's the bad smell in the room. In 1978, the TV movie they made, Kiss Meets the Phantom, which arguably destroyed their career for about 20 years anyways. There's nothing like Kiss Meets the Phantom of the Park. It's produced by Hanna-Barbera, the same guys that gave us Flintstones, Scooby-Doo, the Jetsons. It has the same music from those cartoons, completely inappropriate, coupled with Kiss music. Some of the worst performances you'll see anywhere, some of the worst special effects, and just watching Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley trying to act is outrageous. Ace Frehley was so drunk that they had to replace him with a black double, and it's very clear that he's an African-American in white paint, which is kind of weird in itself. Anyways, there's so much to talk about with Kiss Meets the Phantom, and bottom line is, it's a party movie. It's a movie you have to see in a theater with an audience, and not a lot of people screen that thing, so why not?
All right, good luck with the series.
Thank you.
All right.